So I'm going to show you how I've been making a sandwich top or a double top archtop plate. It's been something that's been around in the classical guitar world for a few years, and I decided I would try to do an archtop version. So the components here are this is going to be the outer face. This is the inner face, and then a material called Nomex, which is a man-made material made of Kevlar. You know, you've got these two very thin spruce plates. These are each less or slightly more than a millimeter thick. And they're going to be joined with this Nomex material, which is about 2 millimeters thick. And so the Nomex itself is very, there's really no structural integrity to it. It's very lightweight. It's pretty much, I think of it as just basically air. And so by laminating it between these two plates, you end up with a very stiff, very lightweight plate. And that's kind of the whole idea behind this.
I mean, you know, that right away there's all this sort of harmonic stuff. Like some guitars, you try to get harmonics to come out, and it's like, you know, kind of thud, thud. And this one, I mean, all that kind of stuff translates for me into just if I just play a chord, you can hear all this sort of harmonic, complex, sort of higher level, whatever this sort of cloud of unexplainable stuff that's sort of floating over the top of it, almost like reverb or something. But I think there's something in just that every note has a complex spectrum of harmonics, and you know, that inspires me when I'm and you can just hear it in the you just sort of everything's just ringing out like that.
So since the idea is to use a very minimal amount of epoxy, most people do something along these lines, which is you mix up the epoxy and then you spread it out onto a smooth surface. I'm using a squeegee to kind of move it around, make sure I get a good coverage. You don't apply the epoxy to the Nomex. You just lay this down like this, because all you want to do is just to have the very edge of these little honeycomb cells to get a small amount of epoxy on them. You don't want to fill in the honeycomb at all. It wants to be, that should just be basically empty. So I've done that, and I pick it up, turn it over, do the same thing. So now all that glue that I mixed up, all the epoxy, and I laid down on there, I would say 90% of it is still on that piece of plexiglass. Just as, a few grams have been applied to this.
This one was kind of, when I picked it up, it was startlingly alive, and this is brand new. It's, the strings are old on mine. I don't know if it's not just that there's new strings, but the overtones and the this is pretty extraordinary, I would say. It's just the whole thing is really alive. Like, just barely touch it and I can feel it moving against my body and stuff.
So first I'm going to put down the inside ply of spruce. Use some tape and hold that in place. Then I take my Nomex, which has the epoxy applied. Put that in the right position. And then I take the outer spruce face, and then last thing, all this gets covered up with this thin piece of plastic. Now it's time for the magic. So this is a vacuum pressure gauge I got here, and when I open this valve, it's going to draw vacuum out of this whole area that I'm working on. There we go. So this gauge is telling me I've got almost a perfect vacuum, which is what I want. And now you can see that the dome of the top, you can pretty much see the outline there. And so that's going to take about at least 12 hours. I usually let it sit overnight to cure. And when it's cured, you have a finished top.